So what really is a for loop? Now, for loop is just a way to iterate through a list of numbers, letters, objects. Now, in this case, we're going to be iterating through a list of numbers. I'm using Python, by the way. We're going to be iterating through a list called nums, which consists of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, to iterate through a list or to make a for loop in Python, it's going to be using the keyword for. Then this is just a variable. In this case, we're just going to keep it just to make it simple. Then the keyword in, and this right here, you want to type in whatever list you want to iterate through. In this case, it's going to be nums, semicolon. And in this case, I just want to print out each number that's in this list by typing in print and then I. Now, if I run this code, we should see 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, let's take this code a step further. Now, let's say we wanted to get the even numbers from this nums list, right? Now, to achieve that in Python, we need to make an if statement. Now, if statement, it only runs if the condition inside or the condition that you give it is true. And the condition that we want to give it is I modulus, I'm gonna come back to that, 2 equals 0, right? And we're gonna print out the results. Now to understand this line of code, we need to understand what modulus is and what it does. Modulus is still division, but instead of taking the count or taking the value from the quotient, we're taking the value from the remainder. And the reason why we put 2 here because we're dividing by 2. And an even number, if you divide 2 by an even number, you have no remainder, and that's what we're comparing it to. So if this condition is true, this line of code right here will run. But if not, if this condition is false, if we give it an odd number, then it's going to be false, and this line of code will not run. Now, say for instance, we go to the first iteration of this loop, and it makes I equal to 1. What this line roughly translates to is that if 1 divided by 2, if that remainder is 0, then we're going to print this out. But this line is false because we know that 1 is odd, and this line will not run because, 1 is not an even number. Now say we're on the second iteration of this loop with I is equal to 2. This will translate to if 2 divided by 2, if that remainder is 0, then we'll print out the number that we give it, which is 2. And if I run this code, we should see 2 and 4.